Welcome to the Book Review Podcast. Today we're diving into a book that holds the key to reclaiming something incredibly valuable, something, well, we all feel we're losing control over our time. We're going to unpack how to make more of it for what truly matters to you. Our source for this deep dive is a fantastic and really practical nonfiction book called Make Time: How to Focus on What Matters Every Day. It's co-authored by Knapp and John Zeratsky. You might know him as Jay-Z. It's, an insightful guide in the productivity space, personal development, but it really goes beyond the usual time management tips. Our mission today is to truly understand these powerful, often kind of invisible forces that consume our time and attention in the modern world. And then, most importantly, to uncover practical, actionable strategies straight from the book to help you gain back control and focus on what genuinely brings you joy and fulfillment.
And that mission really captures the essence of Make Time. It really does. Right from the dedication, actually, where they acknowledge Holly and Michelle, they include this powerful quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah, it says, "There is more to life than increasing its speed." And that immediately sets the tone. It reminds us this isn't about doing more faster.
Right.
It's about finding meaning and presence and intentionality in how we live our lives.
It's a fundamental shift in perspective, isn't it? So let's jump right into the core problem they identify. Why do we all feel so relentlessly busy, so chaotic? And crucially, why do the authors argue it's often, not our fault?
It's fascinating because they pinpoint two incredibly powerful, almost gravitational forces that are constantly competing for our time, for our attention. First, there's what they call the busy bandwagon.
The busy bandwagon.
Yeah. And this isn't just about personal disorganization. It's our entire modern culture of constant busyness. Think about it. Overflowing inboxes, calendars just packed with back-to-back meetings, those endless to-do lists that seem to multiply faster than you can tick things off.
Tell me about it.
Right. The default rules of this bandwagon are, react to whatever's in front of you, be constantly responsive, fill every single minute, chase efficiency above all else. You see calendars jammed with busy blocks, and then at the end of the day, you're left wondering, what actually happened?
Yeah, where did the day go?
Exactly. It's a societal current that's incredibly hard to swim against. Then, even if you manage to momentarily escape that busy bandwagon, the second force, the infinity pools, they're ready and waiting.
Infinity pools. Okay, what are those?
These are the endless sources of distraction readily available on our phones, laptops, TVs, social feeds, streaming videos, games, news apps, all that stuff.
Okay. The usual suspects.
The usual suspects, exactly. But what makes them so insidious is that they're designed to be irresistible, almost addictive. They've had, as the authors say, every bump of friction smoothed away. They offer instant gratification, a constant drip of novelty, and this seemingly endless well of content. It's that familiar buzz of your phone with notifications, or that effortless scroll that just keeps pulling you in.
Right.
They're not inherently evil, the authors are clear on that, but they exploit our natural inclinations in ways that make resistance incredibly difficult.
That's why it feels like such an uphill battle, right? The authors explain that relying solely on willpower or just trying to be more productive, it ultimately falls short. Because the technology is literally designed to deplete our finite mental energy.
Exactly.
And if you try to just squeeze more tasks into your day, more tasks always fill the space. It's like Parkinson's law for busyness.
Precisely.
So the true aim here isn't to become some kind of human machine. It's to create space. Space for clarity, for calm, for pursuing hobbies, for those someday projects that never seem to start, and for genuinely unleashing your creative energy.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here is that Knapp and Jay-Z, the authors, they aren't just theorizing from some ivory tower. They actually call themselves time dorks.
I like that.
Yeah. They extensively experimented with these concepts. They ran over 150 design sprints with diverse teams at Google Ventures. And during those sprints, they actively observed the power of banning devices and prioritizing energy to achieve this really intense focus.
Wow.
So their insights come from a lot of real-world trial and error testing.
Okay, so that really sets the stage for their practical system. The Make Time system, it's presented as this simple, repeatable daily cycle, right? Designed to help you become truly intentional and focused. It breaks down into 4 parts: highlight, laser, energize, and reflect.
Let's walk through each one.
Let's do it. Let's start with step 1, highlight.
Okay.
So what is a highlight? It's basically the single most important activity you choose to focus on each day.
Just one main thing. Think of it as the missing piece between those tiny never-ending tasks and your lofty long-term goals. It's that one medium-sized thing that brings a genuine sense of satisfaction, and it prevents your days from just blurring into this forgettable haze.
I know that feeling.
Right. Jay-Z, one of the authors, he had this personal realization about missing months during a winter in Chicago. He felt kind of disconnected from his good life. And he realized that choosing just one or two simple, satisfying activities each day, like meeting a friend for lunch or going for a run, those became his highlights. And they actually made his days memorable. It's about choosing what you pay attention to, essentially, to create your own reality.
That concept is so powerful, the idea of proactively choosing your day's anchor. So what are some of the most effective tactics for actually choosing and then protecting your highlight?
Well, one of the most effective and honestly simple tactics is to schedule your highlight.
Put it on the calendar?
Yeah. Put it right on the calendar. The brilliance here isn't just time blocking. It's about making your highest priority undeniable. It's a declaration both to yourself and others that this time is like sacred.
Good.
There's a story about Graham Jenkin, a corporate manager mentioned in the book. He famously scheduled time with himself from 6 to 11 a.m. every day.
Wow, that's a big block.
Huge block. And when people tried to schedule over it, he'd simply tell them, sorry, I've already got plans.
Nice.
It externalizes your commitment, right? Makes it less about willpower and more about structure.
That's a game changer for boundaries.
Definitely.
What about when you're just overwhelmed by choices? Like, what should my highlight be today?
Yeah, that happens. That's where Stack Rank Your Life comes in. If you're feeling torn between competing priorities, work, family, health, hobbies, whatever, just list your big ones. Then, quite simply, pick your highlight from that top tier.
Just decide what matters most right now.
Exactly. This simple act helps you visualize what truly matters and stops you from getting caught in, decision paralysis.
Makes sense.
And a great complement to this is quit when you're done.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Instead of trying to finish everything on your endless list, define your finish line by whether you accomplished your chosen highlight.
Ah, okay.
This allows for a real sense of satisfaction, regardless of other unfinished tasks. You can look back on your day with joy or accomplishment, even if your to-do list still has items.
That feels much more achievable than inbox 0 or something.
Totally.
Okay, so once you've chosen your highlight, the next massive challenge is protecting it from all those distractions we talked about. That's where step 2, laser beating distraction, comes in.
Right.
And the authors are clear. Like you said, tech companies aren't evil empires.
No.
They're full of passionate creators designing products to be irresistible because they offer real utility, real superpowers, maps, video calls, all that.
Absolutely.
The challenge, though, is the always-on default of these tools. So how do we take back control?
Well, the single most transformative tactic they discuss here is creating a distraction-free phone.
Whoa.
Yeah, it sounds dramatic, but the authors found profound impact by removing social media apps, news apps, games, streaming apps, just taking them off the phone.
Really?
Yeah. Jake, for instance, even deleted Gmail from his phone, and he worked on the Gmail team.
Wow. Okay, that's commitment.
Right. Readers who tried this reported saving over 2.5 hours daily.
2.5 hours. That's huge.
It's massive. And it's about recognizing your smartphone is still incredibly useful for non-infinity pool apps, like maps or music or the camera.
Right. It doesn't mean throwing it away.
Exactly. And this can always be a temporary experiment. Just try it. See the difference it makes.
That's a bold move for many, but I can see how those results would be compelling. What about managing distractions on our computers or other devices? The phone isn't the only culprit.
True. Beyond the phone, your computer can absolutely be an infinity pool too. That's why they suggest things like simply logging out of apps and websites after each use.
Just logging out.
Yeah. Logging out creates this small speed bump of friction. It makes it a deliberate choice to re-engage with a potentially distracting app rather than just clicking on it reflexively.
Adding a little barrier.
Exactly. Jay-Z even changed his passwords to these crazy, hard-to-remember strings, storing them in a password manager just to make logging in a truly deliberate act.
Okay, that's next level.
It is. And then there's the deceptively simple but incredibly powerful act of nixing notifications on all devices. Those constant pings, those little red badges, they're designed to break your focus.
They really are.
Turning them off creates a much calmer digital environment. It lets you choose when you engage. You're not just reacting all the time.
I can personally attest to the power of clearing notifications. It makes such a difference. And speaking of focus, what about those little distractions that seem harmless, but they actually derail our progress more than we think?
Ah, yes. That's where we need to watch out for time creators.
Time creators.
Yeah. Small distractions, like a quick check of Twitter or an innocent scroll through Instagram, they can create these disproportionately large time creators.
Wow.
Because it takes a surprising amount of time. Research suggests often over 20 minutes to get fully back on task after even a small interruption.
20 minutes? Wow.
Yeah, it's not just the time spent on the distraction, it's the recovery time that kills your focus. The authors also warn against fake wins.
Fake wins.
Yeah, these are seemingly productive tasks, like maybe updating a spreadsheet that could totally wait, or endlessly checking an empty inbox.
Guilty.
Right. They feel good, they feel productive, but they delay your actual highlight. Your highlight is the real win for the day.
That's a really important distinction. Okay, so we've picked our highlight. We're trying to stay in laser mode, battling distractions. But what about the raw fuel for all of this? That brings us to step 3. Energize recharging your brain and body.
Yes. This concept is all about your internal battery. If you increase your energy, you turn moments that would otherwise be lost fatigue or brain fog into usable time for your highlights.
Makes sense.
The authors introduced this fun character, Urk, a prehistoric hunter-gatherer. Urk, as a guide to living closer to how humans actually evolved, despite our very modern world.
Okay, I'm intrigued, like channeling our inner caveman.
Sort of. The Urk analogy really makes it clear. We're built for one world, but live in another, very different one. So one of the most fundamental energized tactics is to exercise every day and give yourself partial credit.
Partial credit, I like that.
Yeah. The key is consistency, aiming for about 20 minutes a day. That's enough for mood, energy, and cognitive benefits. It's about giving up the bragging rights of intense, sporadic workouts.
Right, the marathon training or whatever.
Exactly. And instead embracing right-size everyday exercise. Jake, for instance, he shifted from intense basketball games to just daily jogs. He realized that even short, consistent workouts sustained his energy much better than those occasional high-intensity ones.
Consistency over intensity.
That got it.
And beyond structured exercise, how can we integrate more movement and natural energy boosts into the day?
Two great tactics here. Pound the pavement and inconvenience yourself.
Pound the pavement, so walking.
Yep, walking. It's truly a wonder drug for energy and clear thinking. Jay-Z transformed his 2-mile commute into productive thinking time just by walking it.
Nice.
And inconvenience yourself means actively choosing the less easy option sometimes, like maybe cooking dinner instead of ordering takeout or taking the stairs instead of the elevator.
Okay.
It integrates movement naturally into your day, kind of nudging you towards a more active, Urk-like existence.
Little choices adding up.
Exactly. Then there's the crucial element of what we consume. Eat real food and optimize caffeine.
Okay, food and coffee, very important.
Very important. The authors advocate eating like a hunter-gatherer, basically prioritizing whole unprocessed foods. Simple stuff. And for caffeine, they highlight the importance of recognizing caffeine's half-life, which is about 5 to 6 hours for most people.
Whoa, that long.
Yeah. So you need to identify your personal last call, that crucial cutoff time for your last cup to make sure it doesn't mess with your sleep.
That last call concept for caffeine is a game changer for many. I need to figure mine out.
Definitely worth experimenting. And finally, probably the most critical energized tactic, the one that underpins everything else but is often overlooked.
Brief
is
list.
Sleep in a cave.
Sleep a cave. Okay, literally.
Not literally, but it means optimizing your sleep environment, making your bedroom truly a bedroom. So, free of devices, dark, cool.
Right. No blue light before bed.
Exactly. The authors suggest faking the sunset by dimming lights and using light-shifting screens in the evening to signal bedtime to your brain, and even sneaking a nap during the day if you need it.
Naps are good.
Naps can be great. Most importantly, though, it's crucial to avoid jet-lagging yourself on weekends by maintaining a consistent sleep schedule as much as possible.
The weekend sleep-in trap.
Exactly. Prioritizing consistent quality sleep is perhaps the single biggest energizer you can implement.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. Highlight. Laser, energize. That brings us to the final step. Step 4, reflect, adjust, and improve your system. What's this about?
This step is basically about applying the scientific method to your own life.
Oh.
You observe what's happening, you guess why, you experiment with different tactics from the book, and you measure the results. The key insight here, and they repeat this, is that you are a sample size of one.
Mm-hmm.
What works for you, your specific circumstances, your preferences, your energy levels, that's what matters most, not what works for someone else.
So it's about customizing it.
Exactly. And the beauty is that these small shifts, these little experiments, they really do create big results over time. You gain this profound sense of control, and you can make ordinary days feel pretty extraordinary, even if you only manage 60 or 90 minutes of focused attention on your highlight.
That's encouraging.
Yeah. Jake, for example, kept daily notes. Just simple notes tracking his energy levels, what he ate, when he exercised. And he noticed things like how eating chocolate cake in the afternoon totally tanked his focus.
Yeah, I bet.
Or how that morning exercise really did boost his entire day. This kind of tracking is the engine for refining your personal tactics, making the whole system truly your own.
I love that iterative approach.
Sure.
It's not about perfection first time.
Not at all.
And that leads us really nicely to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? The powerful conclusion of the book
Right.
and our deep dive starts someday, today.
Yes.
The authors underscore this with that profound quote from Howard Thurman. Do not ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive and then go do that.
Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. It's such an inspiring call to action.
It really is.
And the authors themselves, they're living examples of this philosophy. Jake became a full-time writer after years of diligently making time for it, carving out those highlight moments in the evenings.
Wow.
And Jay-Z eventually moved onto a sailboat to travel full-time with his wife.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So these aren't just, productivity hacks to squeeze more work in. They're pathways to significant, fulfilling life changes. When you truly know what makes you come alive, making the necessary trade-offs in your schedule, it becomes not just easy, but actually exciting.
That reframes everything. It's not about sacrifice. It's about choosing joy.
Precisely.
So if you're listening and feeling maybe a bit overwhelmed by all the tactics, because there are a lot, the book offers a simple, quick start guide to just get you going.
Yeah, it's super practical.
For highlight, they suggest just try. Schedule your highlight. Block out the time for it on your calendar. That's it.
Simple first step.
For laser, try creating a distraction-free phone, maybe just for a few hours to start. See how it feels. For energize, commit to pounding the pavement. Just go for a daily walk, even a short one.
Get moving.
And then reflect every evening for just 3 days. Take quick notes. How did those tactics impact you? What felt good? What might you adjust?
And that encourages you to embrace that experimental mindset we talked about. It's all about designing your own fulfilling life by intentionally choosing how you spend your precious time. Don't wait for someday to start making time for what makes you come alive. You really can start today.
Fantastic advice. A
Yeah.
really empowering message. Thanks for listening to the Book Review Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a comment. See you next time.